intimate set.
This is amazing. It's really lovely living room. I like the sofa.
That's cool.
I know, it's very retro, and I feel,
Should I have a map?
yeah, you're good. First of all, welcome you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you guys excited to see that? As we mentioned, it has been quite a journey getting to this event right here on this stage. How does it feel for you guys to be back with your Supernatural family?
Well, I mean, this is my first convention back here in UK. Yeah. I have such fond memories of Pittsburgh, and this actual hall is one of my favorite places to come to, so it's so lovely to be here.
Yeah, it's really cool to be here and to see everybody and see what's going on the other side of this too. It's pretty cool. And we have memories of this whole thing here because we walk back to the green room or whatever, and
it's really,
everyone can see you.
It's really hard not to like tap down so many.
Yeah, it really makes you want to move everybody.
I love that. So I, of course, had to rewatch all 15 seasons in preparation for this event. I had 2 years though, as we discussed.
You've been busy, yeah.
So you're seeing, Rob, where you realize that you're God is one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. It's just the perfect amount of like humor mixed with fear and like astonishment.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that as an actor?
Well, it was cool because I didn't really know before I read the script, so I just had to behave like I was reading the script for the first time. You know what I mean? Like no one really told me, before I read the script. I was like, oh wow, oh okay, oh wow, okay, good to know. So yeah, I mean, to be able to play that role, the whole journey that Chuck went on, I went from this sort of loser writer, alcoholic guy, to this evil god, and everywhere in between. So it was actually, as an actor, it was awesome.
Are you glad when you started the show that you didn't know your character was going to be a god? Do you think you would have had different inclinations as an actor?
Yeah, I might have, but I think it worked. It worked for what Chuck's journey was. It worked that I didn't know. And
did you have a heads up at some point as the turn? You're like, I think I'm going to equal.
Well, like I knew at the beginning, on my first episode, I knew I was a prophet. I said I was a prophet, and then I knew I was God at the end of season 5 when I disappear, and we're all white and I disappear, and that's when Eric Crickney was like, "Hey, you're God," and I was like, "Cool, sweet." But I had to like keep it secret for like 5 seasons until I came back. So so it was that's what I knew. But then when God went bad, I didn't know that until I got the script. I was like, what? What am I doing? Why?
Why do you hate it when God was bad?
It was great.
Well, but that is one of the things that we're going to discuss. That's an interesting exploration of the character, and not one that is often portrayed. So how did you approach that dual side, the evil side of God?
It was like being a strict father. Because Chuck never loses his love for his creations. He's just kind of an egomaniac. It's his world, he created it, so he's like, he just, it's just kind of like a warped, strict father.
Yes.
And so I guess I just have to part of myself. I'm not a strict father, but I'm a father. So, I know what it is to feel like you know better. You know what I mean? So I just kind of went to that place. And it's super fun to be able to hit the boys in my final episode. It's really fun.
Waited to be 10 years.
Oh man.
Yeah, long time coming.
Oh man. I mean, Jared, it was so fun. It was so fun. I popped him. I got to I hit him in the chest or something. I accidentally really got him. And I was like, oh my god, did that hurt? And he's like,
Okay, and Ruth, you play a 300-year-old plus witch, and
we like those other decades.
Just kind of it round down, right? So, what was it like for you as an actress, especially coming into the show later in the season,
14 episodes that weekend, which I know for you is nothing. Actually, for me, that was a lot.
Yeah, they're like, that's it.
And trying to piece together, I worked out I had something to do with Crowley because he's a Scottish son. I thought, I was trying to piece together, but the names were hidden in the audition sites. So after I got the job, the casting were like, by the way, you're Crowley's mum. And that was just, I told my friends that I'm playing the mother of the King of Hell, and they're like, of course you are. It just gives you license to do anything. You can do anything from there, and it was so much fun. Like, that's the great thing about doing a TV show over a few years. You get so much time to explore and try different things. It's just been so much fun. It's such a good. It's not over. It's still going in my head. I'm still in hell. Really well. I'm like the really strict mother that nobody wishes they had.
She sometimes tries to tell me that when we're having an argument. I'm the queen of hell.
But you bring up an interesting point, Ruth, is, coming into a show, after so many seasons, how do you, do the Matrix? Supernatural is not a simple show to understand. You really have to be invested and understand the dynamics between the worlds. How did you you said you watched episodes, did you also?
I would read things fans did, and it would make me think of questions I hadn't asked myself. I would read things in the script, like it would say, I remember saying to Fergus, I hadn't seen him like that since the plague, and so piecing together some of the facts, and then trusting the people I was on set with, and if in doubt, asking Robin, who was props. She had nothing to do with continuity of the script, but you would ask her, and she would know. And it was
There were certain crew members that knew, as Kevin, he was the AD, assistant director, and he knew everything. Oh, that was season 3, episode 4, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and I shouldn't probably say this, but Supernatural, it's important what the knife is, or where it's coming. It's important, but for me it was always the intention, and the people I'm playing with is what I'm carrying me through, I think Rowena was always trying to play the game and have fun, and that was sort of more important. She couldn't give a shit where the dagger really, it was like what she could do with the accountants. That gave me license to not worry so much about some of the complicated mythology, which is probably a terrible admission. Way more than me.
Well, I think that the fact that it was told with the backdrop of the mythology and the different worlds, but it was a very human story, in the end, and that's what makes the show so relatable and lovable, I think.
But that's what sci-fi does.
Yeah.
It tells the most humankind stories, but using extraterrestrials or supernatural things that allows people to empathize even more.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't, for me, I never thought, you have to make God a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I kept going back to sort of the father thing, and, there's a scene in season 11 where talking to Jensen and Dean, and he's saying, why haven't you been there for us when things got bad? You weren't there. And he cried in the scene, and I remember it was a really emotional thing. And in that moment, I'm really thinking, I was actually thinking of my own father who left. I was with Dean. I was like, I agree with you, man. But it really, I think I had to sort of channel that part of me that I had to put myself choosing father, absentee father. Thinking, I'm God. You know what I mean? You're thinking,
right.
Relating to something supernatural.
Yeah, you simplify it, you just simplify it down to the simplest thing in that moment. That's why I always come back to it.
That's really good advice as an actor, I think. I could talk to them all day, but I know you guys probably have questions. There's 2 mics in these 2 aisles. If you guys would like to line up, please do just be conscious of keeping a little space between yourself and the person in front or behind of you. And Ruth, while we're getting lined up, you ended up sacrificing yourself to save the world, which is not something that I saw coming with your character.
Rita saw coming.
How do you feel about the character arc and that was like the ultimate sacrifice?
I'm so fortunate. Bob Behrens, Steve Yockey, Benedict, Andrew W, Eugenie, and Brad. I've been so fortunate with the writers carrying a torch for Rowena, but also I think at the timing of me coming to the show was a point in society where they sort of had to take care of the women more. I think there was something happening sociologically, and so I feel really fortunate that that's when I came in and my character had the propensity to follow through and be seen and to be taken care of. And so honestly, I really saw it as a thing for all the people watching, for all the women watching and men watching. Like, this woman gets to be the queen of hell. She gets to grow as a person. She gets to find more depth. She gets to care. She gets to be vulnerable, and then be strong. It's not like being strong women. You get to be this multi-dimensional, multi-layered character. It isn't perfect. It gets by with the skin of her teeth a lot of the time, but then she still finds her place. And I just wish. I think I was supposed to be in it more, but with lockdown and COVID and everything else, I didn't actually get to go back to hell and do more stuff. And I'm still carrying a torch for that somewhere inside me that, to see more of Rowena doing her thing, but the fact that she got to land there in that place is one of the most gratifying things. I can't complain. I have no complaints about that. It's just so happy. It's your heartbeat. You were there. That was really nice. But yeah, it was super gratifying.
Yeah, it was a wonderful culmination of the character.
For myself, for Rowena, and for everybody watching.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're gonna start over here. Hi, how are you?
Hi. You just kind of answered my question. Great. Rob kind of hasn't. So basically, I was just wondering for you two how you feel about your characters' endings after this whole long ride. Like, do you feel you got them where you think they should be, or was there something missing, or is that a satisfying ending for you?
Great question. Rob, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think that's what needed to happen at the end. I'm glad that everything they kind of transferred the God powers over to Alex. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I do like Alex. Someone suggested a couple weeks ago, I was in Kansas City, and someone suggested, what if at the very end, there's a shot of God, just how I planned it. Because ultimately he was the writer of everything. But, so yes, it was fine. It wasn't fun to film. Honestly, that's my own personal worst nightmare, is to miss out on that fun. And so then dirt spitting in my face from the cars, and they drove away, and me going wait guys, don't take me along. That was honestly me going, don't make it end like that. I spent 15 seasons with you, and this is what I get. But I think what needed to happen, I was bad guy, I need to kill the bad guy, But, so yeah, I was as a viewer of the show, I guess I was satisfied. As a Rob person, it would have been nice to find a way to be oh guys, I was kidding. That was good.
I just wish I had longer to be mean to people in hell.
They built her this amazing set, and obviously they had more, I think, in mind at first to do, because they redid the outfit, her hair, and everything. It was huge thing.
Everyone was really invested, which is so cool. And 15 seasons in, people were excited to redo things and be creative. And even Eugenie came into the costume fitting for the pantsuit, and the pantsuit's now in Warner Brothers on their special archive. It's a little bit short for the end, but anyway. I wish I'd been able to have some fun down there, and
Thank you. For sure.
Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. Hi.
Hi.
You're good.
I have a more fun question. I was wondering what you're drinking, Ruth.
I am drinking, I brought it with me. It's Tulsi Sweet Rose Tea, and on the tea bag, I kid you not, I've been drinking them for years. This is what happens to me, it's not tuned to the moon. But I've been drinking them for years, and I've only just recently noticed that on the packet it says magical tea.
There you go.
Everything's aligned.
That's super cool. Thank you.
Which is the touch of whiskey.
Thank you.
A touch of whiskey.
Hi.
Hello. First, I just want to say thank you to Ruth and Rob coming up and spend some time with us. Really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I think everybody here kind of needs some But anyway, this is for Rob. Listen to you and Rich on your podcast, and I probably shouldn't listen to it while I'm driving because I'm usually laughing quite a bit. But anyways, I want to know what your opinion is of the studio, everything set up here, the furniture. Do you want to take anything back to add to your Fartune studio?
I mean, Fartunes needs a lot of work. So, Richard Spade and I do the podcast, Kings of Con podcast, and how did Richard, I don't remember now, but Richard named where I do my new studio, Fartunes Studio. I can't remember where that even came from. I don't really know how that. Yeah, it was a Rich thing. It was like I write tunes. It was like Fartunes. Anyway, so Fartune Studio needs this whole thing, and I love the retro vibe of the TV that's not tuned to any channel, and the banjo that I wish I knew how to play, and the old reel, you get my demos going, and everything. We could use the reel at Fartunes. But
It's not fart. It's fart.
I think that's the joke.
Is that
Like there's good guy. The humor.
you guys should go podcasters.
We should. So anyway, this whole thing led to cartoons, and I'm so happy that you listen to the podcast.
So have you guys keep putting it up there?
It's been fun. When lockdown happened and we were doing 12 conventions a year and sometimes more, and so we're like, we're gonna do some of this energy. So we started doing this, every week.
I kind of feel like I should do a plug for Silver Lake Wine.
Yeah, appreciate it.
For people who don't know, when does the podcast drop? Does it drop each week?
It varies, but like Tuesday or Wednesday, and wherever you listen to podcasts, search for Kings of Con.
Can I just tell you how much time Rob spends on those tunes and editing it and everything else? It is a week-long endeavor.
I write a lot of little teeny little songs.
Yeah, and if you're not recording a podcast, you're arranging recording a podcast or arranging a Monday morning what you do.
We're trying to find Richard.
We're trying to find Richard.
Anyway, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Occasionally I'll just hear it's another tune for the podcast. Strange noises going on.
Hi.
This is a question for both of you. What was your favorite scene in either episodes for both of you?
Of all the episodes
All
we
the
did,
episodes you guys have
what's your favorite scene?
Or maybe like even most difficult, or any scene that stands out.
Gosh. Favorite scene? I mean, the hardest scene to film, which is the opposite of your question, was the scene, and there's now outtakes of it, where they didn't think this through. They put us all in a dark room downstairs, facing each other in a circle. Near the end of filming, Janet, Jensen, Misha, Alex, and me, we all had to look at each other and talk to each other. And when you've got that many people, you have to do that much coverage. Everybody else to do it like 6 times. And I accidentally said vulva rather than vulvo. And it was pretty much the end of filming for that day. And I hadn't broken. I had been well behaved on set for 5 years. Those geezers had not broken me. And I just really
if you do something like that and Jared is in the room, you're
And he was, Jared was in the day, and we there's footage of him getting fans and everything. It was just insanity. So it was memorable and it was incredibly different. Very fun.
But also, I think that's a good example. Like, we had so much fun
They
with
just-
each other.
They just loved that they had broken me.
For me, the scene that comes to mind, an episode that's kind of special for me personally, is the episode I did with Kurt Armstrong, Don't Call Me Shirley, and when I got to sing the song fairly well at the end of the episode. It was just like nothing else I've ever really done, certainly in TV. Just to be able to, on stage, play a song, they shot it all live, and I didn't like go in later and record. That was all the performance, and they did 2 takes. And that was it. And so it was very live, very in the moment, and very emotional. And it just was like this moment that was shared between me and the crew and Curtis. And it was just a really cool moment that I'll never forget.
And Curtis is one of the dearest people you could ever
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, and I was such a fan of Curtis's that before I did that episode, and it was like doing a play with him. I mean, again, in TV, you don't normally get that much time to talk, and it's these 2 characters talking about these huge things, and it was a great little one-act play.
Have you all heard the commentary on that episode? Do you know what I mean? The DVD commentary? It's really worth listening to with Curtis, and we'll talk about filming that scene. So I went and listened to it because I had to do a voiceover. It's really fun if you haven't heard it.
So check out the commentary on that.
Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Thank you so much. Hi.
My question is for Rob. I was wondering what you thought of what they did to Becky and where she really went, or did you kill her, or what is that?
You said right?
Man, I'm talking about a bad ex-boyfriend. Well, he says she's not dead, she's just away.
She's just away.
I thought it was pretty wicked. I was really happy that she came back and we got to do that whole episode together. That was really exciting. And yeah, I mean, I think
She came out of retirement to do it.
she did, yeah. And she's so good. I just think she's really good, and Emily. And I said, a wicked thing for him to do. And I thought it was really good at illustrating, wow, this guy is not kidding around. Like things are gonna go bad. And yeah, so yeah, no, I just thought that was just like so wicked. And I know people have told me they're really not a fan of Chuck at the end of the show, but I had so much.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, no, he's a dick, but I just had so much fun saying that. It was so much fun to do because I never, well now it turns out that's all I do, play bad asshole guys, but I just, as a person, I've never liked that, so it's really fun to get to be like, really mad. So I felt bad about it, but she's not dead, she's just away.
Just away.
Yeah, she gets so mad.
Away forever.
And that's what I'm saying, at the very, very, very end of the show, Chuck should have come on and been like, getting this. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Great question. Hi.
I have questions for Ruth. A couple of months ago, we met Emily Swallow, and she was saying how you and her had a scene in a silo.
Yes.
And you guys tried to prank the guys.
Yes.
What I'm talking about?
Yes.
I wanted to hear your side
Hear
of
my
the story.
version.
Wanna
So we're in this silo, and it's the smell of software, really dank, and we're with long dresses that are soaking up everything that's been on the ground for centuries. It felt like it was steeping up, slapping against our wet legs. And Emily has no sleeves on. It's like it's so cold and miserable, and we're like, why are we not in a spa? Like these characters would meet in a spa.
Right.
Silent. Whose idea was this? Anyway, so and we thought we would just sort of cheer things up a little bit, and boys are always panicking as you well know. And so anyway, I was supposed to do this kind of Reiki then over Emily's body, and I said to Emily, I said, maybe I could just do this and just like gently cup your boobs. she was like, do it. So we went to do it. It was for the Sabrina directing, so I kind of did the thing and it just goes like that. And then and so we didn't cut, so we had to keep doing the scene, except we're both going to do the scene, but just like a little bit like. I think the men were trying so hard to be respectful. They didn't understand that we were just dicking around.
Was it the crew you were trying to get the crew to laugh?
Everybody just thought we were just thought it would be funny. Yeah. We thought it was funny. It's funny, right? And everyone just makes the rooms feel like, that was a choice. That was an unusual choice.
Let her go, just let her go.
Yeah, that's what women do. Possibly. Is that how Emily described it?
Pretty much, yes.
That's the end of the episode.
I did say that, so
I'll make fun of it. Thank you.
Afterwards, Emily and I were like, guys! Hi.
Hello. My question is for, excuse me, for you, Chuck. When you said you were told at the end of season 5 you were gone, and you had to keep it secret until you were revealed.
Right.
Was there ever one of you like slipped up or almost told someone where you did tell someone you were like, shut up, don't tell anyone about this?
Just maybe some people in a meet and greet maybe they'll tell me if I did that or not. But I really tried. Because I did a lot of conventions between season 5 and season 10 when I kind of came back and hinted that I was God. And people would ask that all the time, like, what do you think? There was a faction of people that thought I was God, a faction that no way he's God. And so they'd ask me what I think, and I would always be like, well, I think he's God, but I want you guys to have your own. Because that's what Crip keeps saying. He's like, let the fans have their own theories of what you are. Don't say anything. So I would say like, if I had to guess, I'd say probably yeah. But you guys, whatever, so that's kind of how it would be. But yeah, towards the end, I might have slipped up a little bit and been like, yes, that's me.
Anything from the show, when I would come to convention, I would be so terrified of saying the wrong thing. I would guard things so closely that I wouldn't really see very much. But then you hang out with Misha more. You can pictures of everything and post sparklers. Maybe we can relax.
I would be, just scared to death you're going to say something when the show's on and you've shot something and it's not aired yet. When I came back for season 10 and they just did this little cameo in the episode where they put on the play, and it was episode 200, and it was a real secret that I'd come back and done this. And literally, I was driving the set and they covered me with a blanket in the back of the car because there were fans hanging out outside of the set and they didn't want anyone to know. It was so exciting. It was very exciting. But then at conventions, the next week, they're like, so what's going on? I'm like, not much. I've never gotten in Vancouver. So I was always scared of this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that you went to set under a blanket.
Under a blanket?
So like,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hi there. Hi, little buddy. How are you?
Hi.
What's the funniest thing that you saw on set?
What's the funniest thing they saw on set? What a good question.
Funniest thing. Oh man, there are a lot of funny things. Jensen and Jared are very funny guys. Let's see. Well, Jared liked to fart. Yeah, I know, it's funny. When the camera was on you and not on him, he would fart. So the camera's on you, and you're laughing at him farting, but nobody, the director who's watching the monitor didn't know that he was farting. So the director's going, why are you laughing, Rob? You're wasting time. And I'm going, it's not me, it's you.
One of the funniest things I saw was the first time I really spent time in the car in Navy, and Jared and Jensen would sit in the front seat and watch the old blooper reels over they would really watch them. And then Jensen would like reverse the car back for to retake the shot. Like he didn't need to screech it, but he would. Not on camera. Like you don't have to drive like Dean, but he still did. Boys for toys.
Thank you so much. We have about 5 minutes left, so I think if we go quickly, we can get through everybody here. Hi.
Hi, my question is for Ruth. Throughout Supernatural, was there ever like a favorite spell you did?
Yes. The one that comes to mind first of all is, you know when I'm like on the circle on the ground and I'm like unleashing the power, releasing my voice, which I can do with doing that spell right now. It's cracking through. All of the words were in Latin. Like it was a sort of incantation. Like I feel like it spoke to me as a person, but releasing myself and my power. And, words are powerful. It was fun to do. Yeah, I was like kneeling there and it was awesome. And it was Nina directing it. I really enjoyed working with. So that was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, glad to be here. 2 quick questions. Rob, has the line toilet paper ordered like it's gold ever collect on you in the last 2 years? And 2, has there ever like been a movie discussed to actually end Supernatural as an original ending?
The first question, yeah, obviously I felt set. I was like, see, I told you.
You are gone.
I felt some of the relevance with the toilet paper thing. So that was good. There's been talk of the movie, but nothing serious that we've heard about. But I hope that they do. I think that would be fun to do a supernatural movie.
I can see it. Why not? I mean, Lucas told me it doesn't happen, but I know.
And we like that idea.
Yeah, especially. Only if you're in it.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Hi.
Hi, this question is from Ruth and Rob. What episode brought you to tears?
One that they were in or any?
Any episode.
I messaged Misha. I know it's controversial. I messaged Misha after his last episode. Still make, yeah.
I referenced this earlier, but this moment that Jensen, as Dean, did the speech about why have you left us? Because you're God, you're our Father, and you left us. And Jensen, it wasn't written in the script that he was going to cry, and he did, and it really brought me to tears. And his friend being there in that moment. Also, it's season 11 of a show, and this is the kind of acting he's bringing still. And I was just like, I was driven to tears by what he was talking about, and I'm just so honored to work with someone that was that committed.
And I'm going to say the same about Jensen regarding Dean. There's a shot of him in the mirror that there was one take we did it, and it was a single shot for it was quite long, where he was losing his memory, and that's a particularly poignant thing for me. And just watching that, I was moved. And working with Jared in the scene where, in the episode where Rena sacrifices herself, Jared gave me everything he had. So, yeah, there's so many times I've been moved to tears. And this Leviathan is going to be in a different way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi.
Hello. Hey, Rob, I wanted to ask you about, speaking of villains that you're playing with Lee Vincent. So I know you can't say all the things, because yours coming out next week. But I just wanted to know, I mean, I know you have like some experience with French, like how that role was for you. What was it like?
Yeah, it was we were just talking about how Roland played on Lucifer, I was another bad guy who was trying to bring a showdown. But yeah, it was great. I took French in school for like 6 years. I took French in that been just a matter of bringing
I
that
took
back
all
up?
this history with French.
Maybe. Anyway, and so yeah, it was again, it's fun to play bad guys because I feel like that in real life, but it's fun to sort of channel that energy. So yeah, and so stay tuned. There's a lot more that character gets to do in this film.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, hi.
Hi, so my name is AJ, and I am a writer and a researcher, and I write about popular culture. And so I think this question might be better directed at the writers of the show, but as from what I can tell, you would be in on evolving conversations about the show. So I think Supernatural may be at the vanguard of a set of narratives about God that is really this generation, maybe my generation, I'm 50, my generation's reckoning with the lack of religion, and that there are all these stories killing off God, right? Case in point. So I just wondered how much you had conversations. You know, I know there's a lot of humor and it's fantasy, but it's about God abandoning us, right? So if the last however long, if you have a thought about what you took away from being on this show, telling this story about the death of God.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you could write a whole book on it. The best conversation. Good. And you can tell me. No, the best conversations I've had have been with fans who are really invested in the show and what their interpretation is. Ruth is good friends with a lot of the writers. I never really got to sit down and talk to anyone about it. So it was really, for me, it was about knowing my character and reading the script and talking to some of the other actors and directors about it. I think you're right. I think it is a commentary on where we're at right now, and I think, especially where we're at when we shot the end of this show, and I think it is a very, it was of the moment and how we were all feeling at that time.
What I would add to that is we're not left with nothing in nihilism, like alcohol. Jack, but this not ferocious, this unferocious God who's not going to punish necessarily, is really up to your own kind of karmic journey. It's sort of the zeitgeist, I think, a lot of my Christian or spiritual friend myself. So I do think the writers.
There was hope at the end through Jack.
Some nihilism at the end.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely we got to see people playing out being angry at God at our situation and wanting to see him down, change things, and ultimately get Jack. And then, yeah, there's hope.
There is hope, and alcohol is just like, it'll be funny, like as a younger person, he's such a thoughtful person. I do think it's a generational thing where we're like, okay, here's this person who's a slightly different take on things.
Right, but I mean, I can
You're awesome. You did a great job for like a millennium.
Yeah, for a very long time. Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you.
What a great way to end this conversation. Thank you so much for that. And thank you guys for coming. And